The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised. Good morning. We are back with another episode of Pyro Power Hour. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by the handsome, the incomparable, the amazing, the birthday boy himself, Kyrie Sinaj. Oh, other way. Kyrie Sinaj.
Hey, everybody.
Brother, I have to say, first of all, 52 looks good on you, brother.
Thank you.
And furthermore, I am surprised that you are awake and vibrant, because last night you had a time last night, brother.
Yeah, I am a professional drinker.
I know that's right. Now listen.
I had to go do a job, so you got to be there. I mean, like now, back in the day, we used to ask Eddie. We would go to the club and then go straight to work. You got to do it.
Listen, I'm not that young anymore. I can't do that. I would be in here in some sunglasses, count, wrapped up in a blanket. But I want to say something. You know, I know you had a great time last night, and all those that joined in on Kyrie's debut of coming back to the network with Candid Conversations with Kyrie Sinaj. Thank you guys for joining. That was really dope. It was a lot of fun.
Brother Kennedy, thank you.
Oh, what? Good morning, Sean. How are you doing, sir? Yes. Welcome. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Pyro Media Network's YouTube. Yes. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And it's Friday, y'all. It's Friday. We're very happy it's Friday. I know I am extremely happy it's Friday. It's been a week.
I'm elated.
Ecstatic. So last night we had the debut of Candid Conversations returning to Pyro Media Network, and then we also had Coffee with Kim earlier that day. A new episode came out with Coffee with Kim, so y'all need to check that out because it was dizzo. I usually say things are dope, but it was dizzo. Okay, dope episode. Okay. Like y'all need to check that out. Coffee with Kim yesterday. You can go to www.pyromedianetwork.com to check out that. And then we had Candid Conversations.
Yes.
Now. I let you go yesterday, brother, because it was your birthday. But I must say, what was going on? Did you invite the entire nation to come onto the show last night? Like everybody was coming into that room. I was like getting beats and all this other stuff. What is going on, brother?
Now here's the deal. Okay, I invited quite a few people, and everybody didn't.
Quite a few is an understatement.
And some people didn't even get to make it. But I want to say shout out
more.
Yeah, shout out to my friend Kenneth King. He couldn't make it. I understand. That was totally understandable. Shout out to my sister Coco. I know you're busy. Couldn't make it. Soma couldn't make it. But the people who came, thank you very much. I appreciate you. What was supposed to happen, and I told everyone, but I forgot to communicate with my producer, and I'm so sorry for that.
Are you? I want reparations.
Hush. People gonna come in. You gonna come in, do a drop by. We talk for a few minutes and then skedaddle. But everybody came in, sat on the couch, and got comfortable. So,
but you were the host, sir. Why didn't you say, "Hey, well, thank you for coming. See you later, girl"?
Well, by the time they got there, I had been cocktailing. You right, but you know,
And then you sat there with your big old cup, like massive. This is not even close to what Kyrie had last night. And as you should celebrate and work your thing. Okay. By the way, this is an energy drink. This is not. I don't drink early in the morning. I don't drink before 12. I barely drink at all. Okay. Praise God. Anyway, moving on. Last night. It was a lot of fun. I will say it was crazy for me, but I think everyone enjoyed last night's event. So that was congratulations to you.
Because I know it did get a little chaotic.
Sir.
But coming next Thursday, we will be back to a normal show.
You set the standard already. We don't even know what normal is. That was the first show. My God, on today. It was a lot. I was stressed. My heart was palpitating. I was sweating. I have 3 screens. Okay, everything was going. Everything. But you know what? You know what I was saying. Good morning, Raymond. What's up, brother? How are you? Thank you for joining. He was leaning and stepping. Sean, thank you, because after the show, Lysandra was backstage. Lashonda. Is Lashonda? Lashonda, sorry. Lashonda was in the backstage with us, and she was saying, and I confirmed that he had nodded off and fell asleep. And he was like, I wonder if I got time. It was on camera, girl. So Sean also, thank you for letting us know that he was leaning and sipping. Just leaning, girl.
Well, we had a time last night.
You had a time, and I am so happy for you. I'm very proud of you. Thank God for you coming around and seeing another sun cycle this earth, and many more to come, brother. I wish you the best, and I wish you the best on your show. I'm very proud to have you back on Pyro Media Network. And we're Kwame has receipts. I sure do. I always have receipts. If I am anything, I'm a brother with receipts. Receipts, Henny. Okay, and I will apologize quickly if I'm wrong. But when I am not wrong, I have receipts. Praise God. All right, y'all. Y'all know what we do every week. We gotta go ahead and thank our sponsors. We want to thank Bullet and Flight Radio, the #1 progressive Christian radio station in the world. You can go to www.bulletandflightradio.com and check them out. And it's Dance Fridays. I love Dance Friday. It is one of my favorite days of the week for Bullet and Flight Radio. They have, oh my God, Dominic's Top 10. Y'all have to check it out. It is dope. Jam out. Get your celebration on, because you made it. You made it through the week.
Get your dance on.
Get your dance on and celebrate a little bit with Kyrie's birthday yesterday. Go ahead and jam on with some Bullet and Flight Radio. And just so you guys know, Bullet and Flight Radio has a new show called Bullet and Flight Talk. And our guest today, co-pastor Kimberly Irvin, the incomparable queen. I'll talk about more about her in a second. But she was on Bullet and Flight Talk, and her episode is debuting next week. So I am excited to listen to that. It's gonna be a blast. Bullet and Flight Talk. I might have to steal them and bring them on the Pyro Media Network. You know what I'm saying? And then he's been interviewing some awesome people. Great conversations.
I like that.
Yes. We should bring just Dominic back on the show so we can talk to him about Bullet and Flight Radio. But that's here nor there. We also want to thank Pyro Media Productions, the people that put this all together. Thank the team behind the dream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Praise God for them. www.pyromediaproductions.com. You can go over to them if you need your photos taken, some videos, and all that jazz. And we want to thank our mother network, Pyro Media Network, where we are hosted on, and all the other amazing shows and podcasts on there. You can go to pyromedianetwork.com. Yeah, we got a lot of websites, y'all. And if you want to talk to the corporate, if you want to talk to the managers, somebody ticked you off, you say, I want to talk to the manager. Contact Pyro Media Enterprises, www.pyromediaenterprises.com. We don't handle Karens, but we're going to go ahead and handle that. What were you going to say, brother?
I want to personally thank Pyro Media Productions. My intro and outro is so nice.
It really is dope. I'm nice to say.
Y'all did that. Whoever did that. Thank you.
I'm not pointing any fingers. It could be somebody on the screen. Just a person who took over that account. Yeah, but you know.
I know the boss man. But it's not. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. No, that was a lot of fun working on yours. Because you get one of the reasons why, like, some of my clients just give me like creative reign to just kind of go and see whatever, and I just like let the Lord use me. You know what I'm saying? I just say, right. What am I gonna do? What do I know about this person? What's inspiring? You know what I'm saying? So it just comes out. I really enjoyed creating your. It was a lot. Your intro was a lot to do because it was just a lot of intricacies in it, but it was a lot of fun to make. So I was really excited, and the video production team really put a lot of work into helping too. So it wasn't just me. So I just created a little vision. I did some advanced stuff. It was a lot of fun though. Yes, I'm glad you liked it, bro.
I love it. Like it, I said love. Yes.
Yes.
Brother Kenzie called me and was talking about it. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yes. Praise God. All right. Yeah. Now listen. So typically, Kyrie and I do a lot of cussing, but on today, we're gonna hold back the cussing. Shut up, Kyrie. You know you cuss. Don't sit here and apologize.
Let me try to take my vision.
So on this morning, we have a wonderful queen on today. One of the queens of Pyro Media, as I like to say, as well as one of the queens of my life. You know what I'm saying? She is my spiritual mama, and I can't cuss around my mama. I don't want her tapping me on the mouth. You know what I'm saying? You know, she a black mama, so you know they pat you on the hand.
And for those that don't know, mama can sing.
Listen,
mama can sing.
You want a soprano? You better call Kimberly Irvin.
Mama sings down.
Baby, she sing down.
Y'all know I love a good singer.
And if you want to listen to her, you can come on down to Church One Ministries. Shout out to Church One C1 in the house. Yes. Y'all don't know about that. My dance ministry, we used to, you know, there was a little brother. Anytime like we would have like this little huddle, we would pray, and then afterwards, like, what was it say? I think we would say C1. You know, it's so ghetto. Anyway, without further ado, we would like to bring on the incomparable, the beautiful, the immaculate, the wonderful co-pastor Kimberly Irvin. Welcome to the stage. Yeah.
Hello.
What's going on, co-pastor?
Who are they talking about? My God.
You know we talking about you, Queen.
Good morning.
Yes. So for those who do not know, co-pastor is the first of all the co-pastor of Church One Ministries, but she is also. You have a lot of shows on Pyro Media. She has a podcast called Coffee with Kim. She has a vlog called 10-Minute Tips for Your Relations. Go ahead and listen to that because some of y'all need some help. and she has a nice way. Like, I am very rough. Kyrie and I are very rough and tell you, look, your dress looks nasty, girl. You know what I'm saying? But co-pastor has a beautiful way of telling you, like, honey, that dress may not work for you.
You may want to use another option.
Right. If you
I like that, Kyrie. Another option. I like that. I'm gonna write that down.
Okay. I like that too. Other options.
Let's exercise another option for you.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah. And there's several options.
Right.
A lot of options out there, but that's not the one.
That one is not it. Yes, and so she has a podcast called Coffee with Kim, as well as 10-Minute Tips, and she is getting ready to start a new streaming show on Pyro Media Network next Friday, right before Pyro Power Hour, called It's Just Kim. I'm so excited for it.
Before? Good Lord.
You know I'm working, boo.
I have to get up and get busy and get it over with and get out of here. I have like a lot of jobs.
A lot. And Pyro Media has a lot of shows.
A lot of shows, right. So I have to get in where I fit in.
Okay. But you are most active in the morning. We're both early
Yes.
risers. I send her
Yes.
text messages in the morning.
Yes.
I'll send her prayers, whatever. And so we realized that early in our relationship that we're like, oh,
You wake up early?
you wake up early too. So,
Yes.
yes.
I've always been an early riser. And it's just a really good time for me, especially when my kids were young. You know, everybody's an adult now. Praise the Lord. And so when my kids were young, that was really the only time that I had to have time for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would get up, you know, and if it was prayer, if it was meditation, if it was reading, if it was washing a load of clothes, whatever I could do in that space and time where it was just me in the quiet, nobody else up. I utilized that time. I took good advantage of that. And I still do that today. I mean, even though we have an empty nest just about, it's still a good time for me to just kind of center myself and get ready for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love that time because it's quiet. It's the only time really that I feel that I get to kind of like just kind of commune and just be
yes, take that deep breath.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a great time for like one of the things that I've been doing recently is just being grateful that I got up.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of times that people don't get up for whatever reason, you know, and so you got up that day.
Yeah,
I'm the exact opposite. I'm a night owl.
So,
we know, Kyrie. I see your TikToks, child.
Okay. But I mean, my creativity comes. I don't know. It comes late night. Like when I'm writing, it comes late night.
Yeah.
I have tried to do stuff in the morning. Like this doesn't work.
Yeah. So how do you do this show? Because this is kind of early, 9 o'clock.
Kinda.
Well, no,
you said what?
I'm on the East Coast, so it's noon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's because if he was over here, I don't know if he would be my.
Now, when I had to get if I have to get up early, then of course I do because it's something.
Right.
Like my old church in Chicago, we would have 4 a.m. prayer at the church on every other Tuesday.
Did you say at the church?
Yes.
Oh God, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful. That I won't be a part of that.
It's our pastor Hannah will come in. Well, everybody, it'll be packed.
Wow. But you know, people are into getting up and getting to the church house and getting there for prayer. We used to have, prior to the pandemic, the men had 6 a.m. prayer. And so the men would come and they would pray and it would be wonderful. We used to have, years ago, we used to have a noonday prayer. Some of our prayer warriors would come in at noonday and they would, you know, pray and people could come in and, you know, get prayer or just have some quiet time and pray. So those are some things that, you know, we want to bring back because we just want the church to be open where people can come and use the sanctuary for that personal time. So that's a good thing. I like that. I was being funny about the 4 a.m., but I think it's wonderful.
Yeah. I remember when I was, this is way before I got to California, but when I was like a wee lad, when I was still in the Catholic Church or part of the Catholic, I don't know was I a part of it or was my mother telling me to just go? Because there's a difference. But I remember I would, you know, when I would have really bad days at school, I would walk over to the church and they would leave it open, obviously. And I would just sit in there and just to have a moment of peace and quiet. And it was just something about being in that presence, in that space that you knew or that was designated as a holy space that really meant something to me.
Yes.
And so I really enjoy when churches, like, and it's hard nowadays because people are crazy, you know, and people don't respect religious spaces anymore like they used to. And so regardless of whatever denomination or religion you're a part of, there's something sacred about a mosque or a temple or a church or what have you. And so you just leave it like that. You just, it's just sad to see how people have kind of dealt with that. But anywho, that's another conversation.
Right.
All right, y'all. We're going to have to be a little careful about how we talk about these hot topics today because, you know, we got some hot topics. And, of course, Kyrie found some extra stuff that, you know, just would make me on a normal day want to cuss. But, you know, my good mama is on today.
A good mama may want to cuss too. Some of
you,
this stuff going on.
You might. Okay, we gonna see, and we gotta be careful because you got a brand. So, and I don't want Bishop coming to me saying, "Now, son."
Be like,
Sorry. So, all right, y'all. It's time to get into what's going on. I do this every week, and I'm like, oh, let's time to get into what's going on, and I don't have the slide deck up. What's wrong with me? It's been a week, y'all. Like this, like I was messing up on the Thais After Dark last night. Like I switched up the slides. It was just a lot going on.
That was funny.
It was your fault, Kyrie, because you stressed me out from the your show. Okay, I was just a frazzled. Okay,
go with that.
frazzled.
Go with that.
Go with that. You know, I'll exercise other options, shall we?
there you go. There you go. There you go.
All right, y'all. Here's the slide deck. Here we go. We're gonna get into what's going on. Thank you guys so much for joining. And again, if you are just tuning in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button as well, because it does help with the algorithm, and we appreciate you very much. All right, y'all. Let's get into the first story. Kyrie, this one is yours. We talked about it last night. Young man, what's his name?
Okay.
Byron Perkins, D1 Hampton University football player, comes out as gay. Go ahead, my brother.
So Byron Perkins decided to come out. He said he couldn't live with himself anymore because he didn't know what was causing him to feel kind of funny, because he thought he could just do football and go to school and he would be happy, but he wasn't happy. So he was wearing a mask, and he decided to destroy the mask, and he came out. So he's the first HBCU football player to come out publicly.
Yes. And the article that you sent, I believe this is Outsports.com, reports Byron Perkins, a defensive back for the Hampton University Pirates, was in a dark spot a month ago. He wasn't being authentic to himself, and it was causing pressure in his life, he told Outsports. Over the last month, he had realized that being in the closet as a gay man was eating at him, and that needed to change. Quote, "I've been self-reflective and trying to prioritize what makes me happy and makes me feel alive," he said. I thought it could be just football and school, but there was a component missing. And recently I've been able to figure out that I haven't been fully happy because everyone didn't know who I was. Authenticity is everything to me.
But what stood out to me the most is when he said, and I quote, "I have come to understand that life is precious and I could be gone at any moment. Therefore, I will no longer be living a lie. No one should have to live a life crippled by what society thinks."
Yeah. Now, I want to bring up your show last night, my brother, because, well, first of all, kudos to Byron. Kudos to Byron, because I think it's, first of all, it's already scary to come out as a black man, a black gay man anyway. Right. Especially in our community, because there's already, first of all, being gay is already, ostracized as it is, but being a black gay man there's even added pressure, because you're already dealing with stuff as a black man, period, just for the color of your skin, and dealing with that. So coming out as a black gay man and in such a hyper masculine kind of situation, it's even tougher. So I kudos to him for deciding to live out his truth, and to go to that. But I want to bring up your show last night, because there was a gentleman that came on as a guest that he identifies as heterosexual, and he was just like, "Who cares?" And it's not a big deal. It should be normalized. And I got what he was trying to say, but I think saying that from a heterosexual space is diminishing to us. Right. Because at the end of the day, like, for example, if this was a black woman and an accomplishment, I can't say, "Oh, well, it doesn't matter, it should be normalized," because that's going to be offensive to go past it. Because at the end of the day, it's her experience. She's experiencing her life as a black woman. And so for us, he doesn't understand and didn't understand living life as a black gay man. Right. And so and what that means to us. So what are your thoughts on that?
I thought the same thing. I got what he was saying. Well, he and I talk all the time. So I got what he was trying to say, but I love how Thais conveyed it. He tried to break it down.
Yeah.
And right, because you won't understand it because you're not walking in our shoes. And so I commend this young man because I think he's very brave because he's doing it as his age. Even though this generation is more understanding, but he's still on a HBCU campus.
Right.
And that takes a lot of guts.
Yeah. Co-pastor, what do you think?
I was going to say that when you were talking about what the gentleman said about normalizing and why is it such a big deal, I was going to ask what his age was, because it does seem as though this generation, like this Z generation, it's kind of like what for them. And it wasn't what for my generation. It was kind of like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And so, but for their generation, it's like, what's the big deal? So I could see where he was coming from, but I didn't think about it in terms of, but that's my experience and I want my experience to be acknowledged.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think maybe it's more important for you all? I mean, I don't know your ages. I think you're millennials, maybe Gen X.
I'm 25, co-pastor.
Are you a millennial?
I am a millennial.
Okay.
You are. I'm sorry. You are.
Kyrie, what about you?
I'm Gen X.
Okay. So I was thinking maybe because, especially for a Gen X, I was thinking maybe that would be important for you to be acknowledged in that way. But for like the latter half of the millennials and into that Generation Z, yeah, I was thinking they're like, what?
Right, it's no big deal for them exactly. Right. But the man who made the comment last night is Gen X. We're the same age.
My bad.
Yeah, no. It's really fine. But you brought up a really good point, co-pastor. I think that the generational divide is really important, or to hear what the experiences and the comments that some certain generations are having and how they feel about it. Because I do agree that Gen Z, the later half of millennials and Gen Z and below are making it more normalized. Like, oh, you're gay, cool. All right, pass the salt, please. That kind of situation. When the earlier millennials and before are more like, stop the presses, bring out the holy oil, that kind of thing. So it's a lot of craziness going on with that. And I can understand that, but I think I think language is very important. Linguistics is very important, and I'm learning that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And so you can either understand, you don't have to like something. Like, I don't have to like tomatoes. Right. But if I know I'm in a space with people who are avid tomato, lovers or whatever, I'm not going to disrespect their experience. I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm going to pick another option.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think
you brought up the holy oil. You brought up the holy oil, and so he says that I've decided that I'm going to make a change and stop running away from myself. He said, but he said I'm a devout Christian, and he understands that religion may play a part as people's perspectives of him. The ones who disagree, and which I'm sure he will catch flack.
He will, and depending on his support system within his ministry, he probably will catch flack.
Yeah,
but he might catch flack mostly from family. I would say friends and family, because he said he knows he's gonna lose some friends and family.
Yeah, I'm sure he will, because you think about it, like you talked about the hyper-masculine sport that he's playing. If his dad is around or whatever, whomever, brothers, uncles, cousins, they're thinking, yeah, this is our dude. He's playing football. Yeah. So, the manly man, the tough guys, and so now he's coming out saying, well, I love, I'm a gay man. They're kind of like, well, how does that go together?
Right.
Two things go together. But what we're finding now is that there's a lot of gay and lesbian people who do the things that they do, or the sports, or the different things that they do daily, don't necessarily go with, oh, I'm a gay man, so I should be a dancer or sell flowers.
Yeah.
Those things that people tend to think. this guy is saying, hey, I play football. I've always loved football. But then there's a part of me that was always different than what people expected.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think one day, I think it's where because before, I think when I was probably before around my teenage years, there was like just heavy pressure of staying silent and being in the closet. Even though I think it was kind of obvious for me, I was very into Spice Girls. I was I was doing Janet Jackson's, choreography. I mean, like, you kind of got it. Like, I don't understand how you didn't know, girl. But, I'm sitting there watching all my...
Nobody's surprised.
I was surprised. Like, you saw me watching All My Children with you, Mom, so why was you shocked?
Right.
I think it's more of a denial thing. I don't know. Because Pastor Kim was talking about how fathers and everything. But what I have seen, in a lot of cases, fathers are more accepting than mothers. Now, my father was more accepting. My mother gave a Viola Davis award-winning performance, so it's different,
Wow,
Interesting.
That is interesting. I don't know. I've seen it go both ways, but I want to say that I've seen more moms be more understanding, and I think we as moms, we're just more protective. We're like that mama bear protective over her cubs. So, no matter, even though my baby cub was in your trash can making a mess in your yard, I'm still going to come for you if you do something or you try to do something to my cub. And so that's an interesting take, Kyrie, that you've seen more fathers. I think that parents, especially in my generation, I'm part of the baby boomers. And so I think with my generation, we are now coming to the mindset of, I need to protect my child mentally, emotionally, and even if you don't agree with whatever's going on in their life, who wants their child to jump off the building because, they felt like they were an embarrassment or nobody accepts them or nobody loves them? No. Yeah. Absolutely not. And so even in my own personal life, it's just, those are things that I have to get permissions to talk about. But, it's like, my heart says, this is my baby, this is my child. And you know what? I will punch you in the eye if you do something, to cause my child to, stress out so much that he or she is just, going off the deep end. So, no, I'm not with that program. I'm not with that at all.
And that's good.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time on the segment, so I'm gonna skip a couple of stuff, Kyrie, just so you know. Okay. Like this judge here. Let's just skim through real quick. Judge removed from the bench. I don't know what her problem is. This is your story. So if you want to quickly just give a summary of it.
Okay. So this particular judge is in Cleveland, Ohio. So she has been removed from the bench because they have been stacking up cases against her because she would come to court and she would have on Speedos and a crop top, or she would, chastise people if they rolled their eyes at her, or not chastise, but send them to jail if they didn't act accordingly to her standards.
To jail?
Yeah, 30 days, boom. So,
wow.
Yeah, and then she would refer to her bailiff as, because she's obsessed with the show P-Valley. So she would refer to the bailiff and another person as characters from that show. And then our mental illness is real, people.
And it's really frustrating. I think what caught my eye with this story, Kyrie, is that it's frustrating because we have so few. We need more Black judges.
Yeah.
And so to do that is just kind of disrespectful to the fact of the cause that we need. And it's really frustrating because it's like we need more Black therapists. We need more Black judges. We need more Black attorneys. And we need more Black infusion into these systems that have been overly racist for a long time, and it has been, white supremacy has been ruling for a long time. And so it's really frustrating that we have these type of situations. Like, girl, you could calm down. It's not that deep.
Right. But can I just say, we do need more melanated people, but can we have melanated people who are for melanated people?
There you go.
We gonna talk about who I know you're talking about very shortly.
But
You
I'm
just
just-
hold on there, brother, because I have words, and I'm gonna try to curb my words because my mama's on here today, so I'm gonna be very careful.
But
we
this
gonna get to that.
I just felt, I mean, my heart goes out to it because I do think there's something going on upstairs that's not quite right.
Well, there's definitely something going on with that wig. But anyways, let's move on to the next topic. I tried, Kovac. I'm sorry. Just saying, they need to go to the Braid Bar. Shout out to Bray Irvin. Okay, shout out.
Braid Bar IE.
Listen, they are available. They're a little booked right now because they're busy.
Well,
She got money. She's a judge. You can get it there, girl.
Right now they done dismissed her. Now she ain't got no job.
Well, do something, child, because that. Okay, moving on.
Wow.
Flesh-eating bacteria reports increase in Florida after Hurricane.
But this because of the hurricane, there's something in those waters. Like when people are walking through the waters, and it attacks you. It attaches to you. You have open wounds, and the water you see people walking through, it's in there, and so it's eating at their flesh, and it can cause death or cause extreme sickness.
Ooh.
Yeah, after Hurricane Ian. So Floridians, be careful, Brother Kenzie.
Brother Kenzie, please be careful because we don't need you because you should not be paying for the rest of the stuff that's going on with them. Anyway, see, Copass is on today. I'm going to be real careful about what I say. Be real careful what I say. Real quickly, this is from Wesh.com. I don't know. I think that's one of the news stations on there. But it says parts of Florida hit hardest by Hurricane Ian are seeing nearly double the normal number of infections from flesh-eating bacteria that thrive in coastal floodwaters. According to the Florida Department of Health, so far in 2022, Florida has seen 65 cases and 1 death from the bacterium, compared with 34 cases and 10 deaths in 2021. So I don't know what's going on, y'all, but it's the men times, child. It's the men times. All right. Gird your loins, ladies and gents.
I don't understand this picture. What is happening?
Oh, he gets on my nerve. Okay, here we go.
But you all do know that the 2024 on his hat, y'all know what that stands for?
No.
That's for Trump. You know, Trump is running 2024.
Okay, moving on. I cannot deal with him. Listen. So Balenciaga officially cuts ties with Kanye West. Fashion label no longer has, quote, any relationship nor any plans for future projects with projects related to this artist, parent company says. Balenciaga, it just cut me off. Balenciaga has officially cut ties with Kanye West following the rapper's string of anti-Semitic and offensive remarks. Now, let me explain something. Just before you get into this, Kyrie, what ticks me off, and I'm going to be very careful how I say because I don't want to be canceled, okay? But it's very interesting to me that he's been talking about Black people and the Black struggle. But when he talks about another particular group, which I don't think that he should have talked about in the first thing on Plates, but it's just very interesting that now he's getting his stuff canceled. He's getting his endorsements pulled. Now he's getting interviews garnished away from him. Now he's getting some type of backlash financially. But when he was dealing with the Kardashians and all of that stuff, it's just been okay that he says whatever he wants to say about us. So I just find it very interesting. What are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. If you or Pastor Kim can answer this. What is anti-Semitic? What's the definition? What is it?
I'm pulling it up right now because I'm not going to mess this up.
And I'm asking because, now this is just my opinion. This is the opinions of Kyrie Snodge, not Pastor Kim, Kwame, or Pyro Media. I don't think he told any lies when he said what he said. And I want to know, when are Black people going to get on code like that? We let anybody say anything about us, do anything to us, and we just let it fly. But that community, you can't even say their name.
Right.
and they are on code. When are we gonna get on code?
Well, that's another conversation, my
I'm
brother.
not mad at them. I'm not mad at them because we need to be on code. But you're right. Anything that is anti-black, they let it fly.
Now, anti-Semitic, according to Macmillan Dictionary, anti-Semitic means people or opinions, writings, etc., that show hatred or prejudice toward Jewish people.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't show it. Well, okay, the DEFCON statement, I didn't agree with that. That was hatred.
Because it wasn't the fact that he was talking about directly about Jewish people. It was the fact that he was threatening Jewish people, and that in and of itself is wrong. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah, the DEFCON thing, yeah, that was.
I think threatening anybody is wrong, especially the way he went about it was just disgusting.
But I don't think he meant it the way everybody took it, because Kanye.
Oh, I do.
I don't know.
I have gotten to a point where I used to defend Kanye West. I'd be like, oh, Kanye's just.
I've never done that.
He's just stressed because he was stressed out. You know, he lost his mama. You know, there was a lot of things going on. He was dating whatever.
Amber Rose.
Sorcerer. No, not Amber Rose. Because when he was with Amber Rose, he was just really kind of just nasty, like just sexually nasty. But when he got with the sorceress, Kim Kardashian.
Sorceress.
She's sorceress.
Well, Kim was the side piece when he was with Amber.
See, I don't know nothing about any of that.
Well, what you look like that though? Kim was his side piece with Amber. Amber told that on Wendy Williams. And people were like, she's lying. But then you saw, because she kept saying
she was giving him potions and things from the sidelines. Okay,
she probably was, because I was the witches of Calabasas. She probably did.
Anyway, the bottom line, at the end of the day, what he was saying was aggressive and very threatening towards the Jewish community, and I just think that shouldn't have happened. Period. And I don't understand why people are surprised though. That's what was shocking to me, was that like he's been talking about his own people for a long time.
But I just said anti-black is
right.
But
what are your thoughts?
I think Kanye, unfortunately, is a brilliant mind, but I think he's a very troubled soul. I do. I think he has so many deep issues going on with him that probably come from places that he hasn't even explored yet in his own life, and maybe one day he'll get there, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the things that he says and some of the things that he does, like I was looking at something, I was on social media last night and I saw this outfit and I was like, is this made up? Is this a real outfit with these big, huge boot pant things? I don't know. Was that real?
Yes.
I don't know.
I know exactly what she's talking about. And yes, that's a part of his fashion.
He was walking down the street, that big old coat and them really big shoes.
And so, being a 58-year-old woman, I was kind of like, Lord have mercy, let me get on by this because this don't make no sense. And so when I look at him, I think, wow, I don't think Kanye has been the same, and I don't give anybody excuses for anything, but we are affected by our trauma. But I really feel like he hasn't been the same Kanye since his mom passed away. And I think not just the fact that his mom passed away, but the way, it's kind of almost like sometimes we take the blame for certain things that happen with our families and love.
Not to be cruel, but I mean, I agree. I think it's guilt, but I mean, he participated in that because
that's what I'm saying.
Right. Because, according to his thoughts, his mama wasn't good enough for the red carpet as is. So he suggested she get lipo and the butt lift and the breast lift. So to please us, Donda did to please her son. And yeah.
But, and I feel like people want to do that, go right ahead. When I saw the recovery of all of that, I was like, everybody gonna have to take me with all
right.
Take me as I am.
Here I am. Love me. They have some really good spanks out there.
Right.
and release it when it's time to let it go. But I also feel like maybe some of the guilt was that she didn't really go to like professionals, right? Wasn't it kind of like some weird kind of?
It looked like some kind of basement shop.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know that I'm almost. I have to do research on that because I'm not sure,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say the wrong
Me
thing. but
neither.
It didn't look
Right.
typical.
Yeah,
It didn't look like one of like Kim Kardashian's, plastic surgeons or the typical plastic surgeons that you see in Beverly Hills.
Those people disappear and then they reappear like boom, boom, boom.
Right. We haven't heard from them, and then all of a sudden they pop back up. Like they rebranded.
Those folks who go to Mexico and other places like that, they have to go to these like little hotel places, and they have all these drainage tubes hanging, and you got to have people feeding you, and then you got to get on an airplane and fly back with all this stuff. It's just like,
well, now there is a doctor in the Dominican Republic who does work. A friend of mine that has work done. His work is great.
Mm-hmm.
But so maybe they should have went there.
Maybe so.
Or whoever does Kim's work, they could have went there. Kim looks, she's nice looking, even though she is the Libra I want to give away. We'll trade her for anybody. We'll trade her for anybody.
Well,
I'm still Spanx.
Like, if you need to wrap it, put a little extra bra, get your good Sundays bra, do something like that. We don't need to do all this and stuff. It's a little
girdle.
Hey, whatever.
We're not plastic surgery shaming. If you want to do it,
no, not at all. That's
that's your business. Just make sure you do it safely. And by somebody who is
reputable,
certified, and reputable.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
And somebody who has experience in it, not just
I don't know work at all.
Ray Ray. Yeah, we don't need Pookie and Ray Ray on the side.
No.
But you go ahead to Miss Mabel's table. Don't do
that.
that.
No, ma'am. Now, Balenciaga's not the only issue that Kanye has been dealing with. This morning, TMZ just reported. Oh, Lord Jesus!
I got a question about this.
You just need to be quiet, Kanye.
I got a question about this though. I can't rock with this one. But then again, just because we used to do it don't mean it's right. But when did that word become such an insult?
Oh, it's been an insult.
Yeah.
Oh, has it? Okay.
The R word has been an insult. It's been an insult for a long time.
No one in the industry uses that word anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't even allow it on the network. Like, we can't say that.
I mean, I've never said it, but I was just saying, I didn't know it was okay.
I don't even joke. You know how back in the I don't know, I'm 58, but back in the day, we'd be like, "You crazy? You so
yeah.
I don't even do that. I don't do that.
That's why I was asking, like, when did it become an insult? Right? As kids, right? You're right.
Well, I think it became an insult when the National Disability Rights Association said, "Yeah, this is a problem." Because it was starting to become used as a slur for so long, and people, I think, like, especially my generation of millennials, they felt like this was not. Especially, I know I was called that a lot when I was growing up. Like, it was just something that you would just call random, along with the F word and all other things. And so when you're hearing that over and over again, and when we grew up, we got older, it was like, oh, we're now in higher places. We can actually affect some change. Like, this is just not something that needs to be said, because autism is not something that needs to be laughed about. You know what I'm saying? Anybody with disability is not something that needs to be laughed at. Down syndrome, all of that, anything that has to do with the spectrum is not funny. And so to kind of use that word, I just didn't understand. Now, I think, to Kyrie's point, I do think that this was more of a situation where people were really annoyed that he was disrespecting President Biden, as opposed to actually saying the word. Yeah. I do think that had a lot to do with it, but he did use the word, so you listen. I don't know if y'all watch Game of Thrones, but I don't know if you the last season was when Cersei was like enemies to the north and enemies to the south, enemies to the west. Girl, you got a lot of enemies right now, Kanye. I need you to chill out. You're doing a lot, and you can't come back to the cookout and ask for help, because we ain't helping you, brother.
Yeah,
you're doing too much.
Yeah, he's alienating himself from the community.
And I don't understand why. All right. Here's our last story. Now, I'm going to try my best.
You can do it. You can do it.
I appreciate the faith of you, my brother. Faith in me, my brother, because I am really silently asking Jesus to just keep my mouth shut. Watch my
You can
tongue.
do it. You can do it. But this is a new type of evil. Go ahead.
All right. Here we go. Pay attention and watch. Oh. Okay.
Also sick of frivolous lawsuits. You know, if this is actually considered credible, if you can sue somebody because you're feeling emotionally distressed because of them going out and saying things, well, then I think that I have grounds to sue George Floyd's estate. I have grounds to sue George Floyd's family for doing this little PR stunt. It's causing me a ton of distress. I feel angry and I feel upset with the fact that I am fighting for Black America to be freed from the lies while these people are fighting to keep them in the dark. This is unacceptable. I'm serious. I'm going to go out and I'm going to ask lawyers, if this is legitimate, can I sue George Floyd's family? Because I should be able to. In fact, we should be able to sue Black Lives Matter. We should be able to sue the media that is clearly colluding with George Floyd's family so that they can bury the evidence. Nobody is going to shut up. And I will fight tooth and nail for people to see the truth. And that's all I have to say.
What evidence? Because she keeps talking he had fentanyl. He did have fentanyl in his system, but according to the reports, it was not enough to kill him. That's not what killed him.
Right.
Okay, I need you to breathe. That's not what killed him.
We watched what killed him. The America, probably overseas somewhere, the whole world watched when that officer had his knee on his neck. So would he have died later that day from fentanyl? You know, if that had not happened? No, I don't think so. He died because that man killed him right there on national television.
Period.
So I don't know what she's talking about, but yeah, there is a special place for some people in that other place that I don't know. And then our own people, that throws me way off when our own people make excuses for others. Kwame, are you frozen?
Yeah, he's seething. Just breathe.
I think just her presence is disturbing enough.
But that's just a new low. I mean, that's a new low.
Are you guys ready for my opinion?
Oh, God. Yeah, go ahead. He had to take the glasses off. Uh-oh.
Cover your ears, co-pastor. Let me explain something to you, Candace Owens. The fact that you came in and did this on national TV or whatever platform that you're on is highly disrespectful. You can be a conservative. I don't care. That ain't my business. That's your problem. Okay? You can go ahead and monkey around and be the caricature for white supremacy if you so choose. Talk to your masters about that. That ain't my problem. That's your business. But what the problem that I have is the fact that you came into our community and started rupturing our stuff when it came to this family that has already experienced a hardship. Whether you believe in their politics or not, the fact that you could not humanize them makes you just like your masters that are looking at you like the monkey that you are. And it's disgusting. And I do not like talking about a Black woman like that, but you don't even acknowledge yourself as a Black woman. So I'm going to leave that alone. The bottom line is the fact that you attacked this family who has went through so much is disgusting, deplorable, and you are going to, at some point in time, you are going to have to reap what you sow. Yeah. And that is the best way that I can say this without cussing, because my good co-pastor is on this dang on show. Yeah.
Where is her husband?
I don't know where his behind is. Ooh, that almost slipped.
He is
That
never
almost slipped. I tried. Thank you, Father God. I tried. I'm trying my best.
He has never seen.
Yeah. I've never seen him.
I've
Isn't he white?
I've seen pictures of him, but I've never seen him with her.
Right. When she's speaking and
Right.
sharing.
But
Yeah.
but the joke to me was, I'm fighting for Black America.
Yeah. So that we would know the truth.
Girl, what Black America?
Yeah.
Oh, he is whiter than butter.
And that's what I said on my TikTok. This is mental illness. You were in high school and you sued the school system because a group of racists came together and tormented you. And then you turn around and marry one. Girl, what is really going on?
Maybe that's her way of getting back.
To marry one?
Yeah. So I'll take one.
Go past.
I don't know. Let's speak for her.
Okay. But even her own grandfather came out one time and said she was not raised like this. He doesn't understand her.
All right, y'all. We got to pay some bills. We spent a long time on this docket, but we're going to get back to this one. We're going to go ahead and pay some bills. Stay tuned because we got some more to talk about. And we have to talk about It's Just Kim, the new show that is coming on Pyro Media Network, starring that queen right there. All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Popular demand. Thank you guys so much for joining Pyro Power Hour. And I saw Rochelle Barbell in the comments. Welcome back. Yes.
What made you think that?
What you probably thought is the way you were carried on last night, Cal. Especially when we got to Thais After Dark, and you were just a hot mess in them comments. I would have thought, you weren't coming on either. But we are tried and true.
Exactly.
And we are dedicated to Pyro Power Hour.
All I needed was a couple of hours of sleep, and I'm good.
A couple,
Sleep it off
just a
and
couple
sleep it
hours. No, child. I got some good rest last night. Thank you, God. I got.
Yeah,
I was. You ever, right? Because I was having a day yesterday. Like I was having a day, and to be quite honest with you, bro, it wasn't even your show that made me have a day. It was I was in back-to-back meetings, and then I had back-to-back shows. I need a break. It was a lot. Good morning, Nicole. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget.
Hold on 1 second, please.
What happened?
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
I was full boots last night. That's hilarious. Anywho, while Kyrie is going to do what we're gonna do, what he's doing or whatever, let's get into It's Just Kim. Co-pastor, tell us about this show. I'm so excited for it.
Oh my God. So first of all, let me just say that this is the first live streaming anything that I will ever be doing. And it's a stretch. This is me stretching me. You know, I think just starting with 10-minute tips, taking that to where it's gone, and then going with the Coffee with Kim, the podcast. You know, you're kind of able to hide behind the microphone.
Yeah.
You don't have to get up, throw the lipstick on, and do all that kind of stuff. Put on, your earrings and all, but you just get behind the microphone and just talk. This live streaming show it's my stretch.
Yeah.
It's my stretch because keep in mind that, and not everyone in my generation, but a few of us, this whole social media thing is, I'm not going to say new, but it's still uncomfortable with some of us. And we're trying to learn how to navigate the waters. Let me say this. In the very beginning of all this live streaming stuff, and even like just Facebook, I didn't realize how important it was to like and click and do this and the heart. I would just be on there like with my little phone, like going through, oh, that's so cute. And the things I liked, I didn't click like. I was just like, I'm just, maybe I didn't want people to know I was there. I don't know. But I realized that one person said, well, you didn't even like my post. I said, oh my, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was a rule. I really did not know it was a rule. And so I'm learning that. Kwame, you've been really good at teaching me that. And I'm hearing more people talk about click like, do this, do that. And so I'm learning. So this live streaming show is a stretch. It's a stretch for Kim. And this show is not about anything in particular as it relates to my life or what I do for a living or the church. It's just Kim. Things that are important to Kim are like teaching people how to cope, because there's so many of us, we talked about mental health. It really, a lot of it is due to the fact that we just have no coping skills, or we have terrible coping skills. We've been taught the wrong way to cope with certain things. I love talking about matters of the heart, helping people to heal, and get better, because I know what it's like to be broken. And so part of my mission, just as a person, not as co-pastor Kim Irvin of Church One Ministries, shameless plug, but just as a person, as another human being, as a Black woman on this planet, helping people to heal, because I know what it's like to be broken. And I know what kind of work it takes to get back to a place of healing and a wholeness.
Yeah.
And so that's what It's Just Kim is about. It could be a lot of things, like our first episode, is gonna, well, I'm not gonna tell you the first episode.
Don't give them too much. Y'all gotta tune in. And I have to say, one of the things I can't have favorites as far as when it comes to clients, because we treat all of our clients equally. But I will say, one of the things that I have enjoyed in the journey that co-pastor has had with Pyro is not just the production growth, but her growth as a host, her growth in her vulnerability, in letting people out, in more, and her growth in trusting the process as opposed to her team. One of the issues that I get, or one of not issues, it's more of a typical kind of bump in the road with all clients that I have, is that they have a brand or a product, and this is their baby, and so and their baby, you know, it's natural for you to want to protect your baby, right? And so it's hard for you to trust someone else with that baby and release that shield, so that way they can come in and be a part of it. And that's fine. It's nothing that I get offended with. It's nothing that I get, you know, it's just a natural part of the process. It's something that I've learned in my over 10 years of working with clients in this particular field about branding and strategy and marketing, and what happens with that and why they're so resistant, because they've either had issues with other people messing up their brand, or trying to take over their brand or take their brand away from them, or whatever journey or issue that they had in that, or they're new to it. In the perfect example of Co-Pastor, she was new to social media. You know, yes, she was on Facebook and she was on these other things, but she didn't know the intricacies and the algorithms and all of these technical jargon, and she has to trust people who she doesn't know. She doesn't know half of the team of Pyro, so she has to trust people with her brand. And being a first lady, we've talked about that, has its own challenges, has its own, you know, journey in and of itself. And so now you have to be vulnerable and tell people how you are and how you're feeling about a particular topic. And then you have to, you know, with everything that's going on with like verbiage and how you say things, and with Kanye saying this and Candace Owens saying that, and this celebrity, you know, arguing with this, people can misconstrue things or take sound bites and blow things up. So now you have to worry about what is being said. So there's a whole bunch of things that Pyro covers for her that she is slowly getting into the world of it. It's like, what is this? You know what I mean? I just wanted to say hi. My name is Kim.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, when you waved a certain way, or your hair was, you know, turned a certain way, so that's symbolic of aggression. You know what I'm saying?
Is that a plant?
Right? Is that plant, you know, indigenous? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And so there's a lot of things, you know, that when you have a lot of a black artwork, are you Afrocentric and do you not like white people? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that you have to like look into when it comes to, because people think that because, you know, especially Kyrie and I, we're very vocal about being proud to be black. We're very vocal about a lot of things that are pro-black, but a lot of times that's often misconstrued and looked at as being anti-white, which we're not. I have a lot of white friends, actually. One of my co-hosts on I'd Rather Not podcast is white. You know what I'm saying? And we've been friends for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't foresee me not being friends with him ever. You know what I'm saying? So, but that doesn't necessarily take away from the fact that there's still issues when it comes to white supremacy, when it comes to all of that. So I say all of that because it's been very interesting to see Co-Pastor's journey. And going from just doing a vlog that's pre-recorded, that's pre-edited, that we can do takes on. I still have all of your bloopers, which I'm
which are many
bloopers, many hilarious bloopers. One I can think of in particular, where the old studio was in the smaller studio.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that offline. That was hilarious because I want to save that, and I think I'm going to show that for the holidays this year. But anyway, another, and then going from that to podcasting, which is, even though people think that podcasting is easier because all you got to do is turn on the mic, it's not, because you have to do so much more, because now all that people see or hear rather is your voice. So you have to be more.
Yes.
You know, and so she, and then for her podcast to be one of the most successful podcasts on the network, like it's been an honor working with you. It's been helpful for me as a brand strategist, you know, just to kind of I've learned a lot just working with you, because it's not about, it's easy for me to deal with people who have had issues with other networks or have had traumas in their growth, in their brand. But it's been a beautiful experience to have someone who hasn't necessarily had traumas with their brand, but more of like, I'm building a brand and I don't know, and it's kind of like navigating. I hope this is not condescending, but kind of navigating a child through something new. And so it's been a great responsibility for me, because I don't want I don't ever want my clients or hosts to ever feel misrepresented or to ever feel misguided or misdirected. And so it's been really interesting to kind of have our conversations. We have very long, in-depth development sessions, and it's just really nice to hear. And I don't think you realize that you've taught me a lot just in what you haven't said and in the questions that you've asked. And you've taught me a lot in just seeing your overall growth. So I'm very proud of you, and I'm super excited to see this new space that you're going to be delving into.
Yes, I'm excited about it. Next Friday, I'm excited. It's a lot of things going on in my life and in the life of people that I love right now, but I just feel like I can carve out that 45 minutes of time to help not just the people that are closest to me, but anyone who's willing to listen and watch. And so it may not be for everybody. That particular show is just Kim. It may not be for everybody. Everything is not for everybody. And so, but I know there will be some folks that, especially with the topic that we're going to start with, that will be helped, because it's a topic that everybody is going to deal with at some time in their life.
Yes. And
so I'm looking forward to it. I like I said, I love helping people. I love talking to people. And this is something that's going to stretch me for real.
Yeah. And just to add on to, I'm so proud of you, Kobas. So proud of you. I'm really excited about this show because I'm really been excited about all of the shows that's been all of the new shows that's been coming on to Pyro Media Network for the fall season. Candid Conversation with Kyrie. Yes, it was a lot of people on the show, but it was a celebration because I'm so proud to see Kyrie just kind of the experience that he's had in the past year, and then for you to come on to Pyro Power Hour and be one of the awesomest co-hosts I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? And then also having your own show and having your own space. It was a celebration of not just what you've overcome, but it was a celebration of just letting people know, first of all, it's never too late to do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there's an ageism issue within this country that really, really ticks me off. And I want to be very open, honest, and transparent about the fact that I used to be very like, well, you're too old to do that, girl. If you can't be on social media, don't be on it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody in your age group think that. My kids are like, look, we let you on Facebook. You can get on TikTok. Leave Instagram alone. And I'm like, what the heck?
It was so funny. I remember we had a conversation go back and you were talking about, I think I want to get onto Instagram, but I need to. I was like, okay, fine. And then she asked before we got off that call. She was like, well, what about TikTok? I said, that's not a space you need to go into.
Right. Yeah, just cut it off, Kyrie. He just cut it off. I felt like I was talking to one of my kids. Said, all right, fine. I won't get
when I first got on Twitter, I had to learn Twitter.
Yes. Now, Rochelle. So, Pastor Kim's show, It's Just Kim, is airing on Fridays bi-weekly, so it'll be every other week. So it's going to be starting on the 28th, which is next week, and it's going to be right before Pyro Power Hour, which is going to be at 8 p.m. Excuse me,
8 a.m.
A.m. Sorry. A.m. because sorry.
By 8 p.m.
I got triggered for a second. I was like, wait a minute, what? So just so you guys know, Pyro Power Hour starts and ends all shows on the network. So her show will be right before Pyro Power Hour. So I'll be a little busy bee that morning. Okay. So, but it will be bi-weekly every other week. So it's starting. You're very welcome, Rochelle. Thanks for joining in and supporting. Rochelle, my girl. I really love Rochelle.
Yeah,
that's my girl.
I hope you can make it next Friday, Rochelle.
Yes. And if you guys can't make it on the live, which we hope you do, because let me tell you something, Co-Pastor dropped some amazing gems. And if you haven't listened to her podcast, Coffee with Kim, or any, and like I said, some of y'all need to listen to 10-minute tips.
Well, when is 10-minute tips on?
So 10-minute tips is on hiatus right now, but you can go to Pyro Media to YouTube's Pyro Media Network. Pyro Media Network on YouTube. You could go and watch the playlist. There is a ton of 10-minute tips. Okay. Some of them are like a little bit longer than 10 minutes. Maybe they're like 15 minutes, but it's still, you can watch all of them in probably a day and a half if you have time. Like if you really want to. But it's
they're
a
all
lot
tips you can use.
all tips you can use, even if you're single. And it's not just with intimate relationships. She talks about family. Look, I'm your own advocate. I'm sorry.
All of that. One of my podcasts, well, actually, my podcasts have really been like about with family. I started out with the very first one with my sister, and we talked about our relationship, and then it rolled over into just sisterhood. So then I brought in my daughters, which was a complete tearjerker. We actually did that podcast at the studio, and I mean, it was just, we were all just a mess. And so, yeah, and then I did one with my son, which I've had several people tell me, wow, that really did help me with my relationship with my son, you know. And so just moving on, you know, different things, different topics, different people. One thing that I've found, and Kwame has definitely helped me with this, is I vibe better with people. So, you know, it's cool to have a conversation. You can sit here and talk or whatever into the microphone, but like bouncing off people, that's my thing, because I love people. And so I love it. I love kind of bouncing, going back and forth with people. So I probably will do more, you know, have more guests, you know, on the podcast coming up.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see how all of the Kimberly Irvin brand, you know, expands, because we started out with just 10-minute tips, and it has grown, not just visually, but like I said, production wise, it has grown. I think we haven't even changed the last iteration of it because we just love the intro and outro, and I don't think we're gonna change it. And I asked her, "Do you want to change it?" No, I love it. Leave it. And then I'm
excited to see what this intro is going to be like for.
Ooh.
I mean, he don't play fair, Kyrie. He won't even let you get a little.
I didn't even let Kyrie see his.
I put on my intro last night with everybody else.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my god! So then you're on live streaming, going, "Oh my god!"
And I did.
Yes, and you were like, "Listen, y'all. Before I even start the show, I have to let y'all know that Pyro, y'all did that." He did. No.
Yes.
I will say, I the fall season has really. This is the first time that we've had these many shows debut at once, and so we have over 9 shows that are going to be debuting, or that have been either debuted or will be debuting in this last quarter, and it's been challenging. It's a lot of shows, and so that's a lot of production. And then we also have other shows that, you know, because typically in the spring season or next year, we'll be updating all of the current shows that we have. So there's a lot of different things. So it's a cycle of craziness. But right, Michelle, Kyrie's intro was fire. So I am very excited. Yes, I am very excited because I think I like to edit people's stuff according to their personality.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, one of the things that I've had the pleasure of getting to know with Kyrie is that he really loves music. He really loves vibrancy. He's very energetic, you know, and so I really wanted to kind of portray that in the conversations that we have in his intro. And one of the things that I really love about Copass is that she has a very calming spirit, and she's very soothing. And so, but yet, she's from the south side of heaven, so don't play with her. So, okay, because she's Jet's kid. So I like to make sure that not only that the production is in high value, but also it's connecting to the person that is being portrayed. So I'm really excited to show off, and I had to actually send Copass's intro back to production because there was a couple. I'm a perfectionist. Like I am a perfectionist. Like I'm trying my best. I'm working. The Lord's working on me because I get really, really hard on myself. Like when there's a mistake or whatever. A lot of you guys don't see what happens in the background. And it takes a full team to do what we're doing, and it's a lot of work, but it is a great honor and a blessing to be able to do what I'm doing and be able to live off what I'm doing. There's a lot of people that are not able to do this, and they're only able to do it as a side hustle, or they're not able to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very blessed to be able to do it, and I'm honored because it's a lot of fun, and it's just nice to see my people look good. You know what I'm saying? On screen. You know, there's a lot of times when you see people who go on there on TV and they look at Black businesses a lot of times as like, oh, they're just doing whatever they want just to put out product or whatever, and it's like, oh, well, they're black businesses, so we have to support them. That's not necessarily true. There's a huge level of excellence that I think Black-owned businesses are looking at now that they have to maintain, because we're in competition with companies that have been in existence for years and decades that have the support of white dollars, you know what I'm saying, and white supremacy, you know. So it's really hard to kind of break into that, but my goal is not to break into mainstream. My goal is to create a foundation and a space for our culture, and so I see it growing, and we've grown leaps and bounds in the past couple of years, and I'm really excited for 2023 because we've been working while we're just working on all of the 9-10 shows that are coming on board. We also are doing a lot of things to up our technology because, you know, it's we got to keep up with the times, and also we want to stay ahead of the curve, and we want to make sure that our clients are paying for, you know, we can't just sit around and just, you know, be lackadaisical. Do not like to be mediocre. Don't call me mediocre. That's not what I am. I am all about being Black excellence means that we have to continue to be excellent in everything that we do. So I'm really looking forward to Co-Pastor's show. I'm looking forward to all the other shows on the network. So yeah, watch out, y'all. Watch out.
Yeah. Yes.
I am too.
Yes.
I am too. I'm looking forward to the shows as well. Because I enjoy the shows I watch. I enjoy the shows on Pyro Media.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Dope shows.
Yes. So Co-Pastor, what can we expect for this upcoming season of It's Just Kim?
You know, I think I want to be very intimate. One of the other things I was thinking about, I was lining up when I was putting down some of my thoughts about my show, is that I want to give people a chance, you know, even though it's every other Friday, I want them to get a chance to like decompress, like just to take in a deep breath, blow it out, and let's just talk about some things. I don't want to get people, you know how sometimes in therapy, when you first start in therapy, you know, you start unearthing things, and, you know, sometimes your client will leave out of your office like, oh my God, this was I shouldn't have did this. But because everything is just kind of unearthed, it's still raw, it's not on the surface, you know, you're still trying to dig deep and get to the root of things. You know, I don't want to leave the people like that because it will be an every other week type thing. So I want to keep it, I want to touch the hearts and deal with some things that people need to talk about and hear. But at the same time, I don't want to make it a subject matter that's, you know, is triggering.
Yeah.
That is just completely triggering, you know, for people. So it takes a lot of thought to do something like that, especially when you're talking about healing topics and things like that, because you could get to a place in whatever you're talking about and you have to stop the show, and it's kind of like this person's like, wait a minute, you know, I was waiting for that part, you know, where I can get that ultimate healing. So it'll be a process. There may be some topics that will be ongoing, but and I'll just say this: the very first topic that we're going to talk about is about closure. You know, I feel like there are so many things and people. You know, we haven't even really closed out from the pandemic. You know, so it's so much that people are still going through, they're still dealing with. And we really, as people, Black people, white people, you know, dark-skinned people, light-skinned people, yellow people, brown people, you know, we just don't know how to close, move, you know, either forward or to the left or to the right, you know, and make space for something new.
And to add on to that, co-pastor, I think that especially, and I can confidently say this about you and Bishop. There's some people that have not stopped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people had a break, during certain things, but there's other people that have not stopped, and so we're at a point right now. I know for me personally, I need a break because I have not stopped. Like there's not a, and I think people there's a misconception, and I'm so glad that you said this, because one of the things that I actually almost cussed somebody out the other day because they disrespected my host, because I think people think that the host just come on Pyro Media and it's like, oh well, they don't have to do anything, they just come on and look pretty. No, girl, they have to research their topics, because we don't create the content for them, we just make the content look pretty. You know what I'm saying? And that's not taking away from the production team, you know what I'm saying? But it's like they have to research their topics. People think that Kyrie and I just come on and say, oh, we just grab something from Twitter and call it a day. We have to know what we're talking about. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's hours and hours of research. Mind you, we have everyday lives that we have to go on. Kyrie's doing his thing. I'm working. Co-passes are working. She got 4 billion jobs. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of research and development that goes into these things. Yes. And with 3 shows that she has to worry about content that's going on for 10-minute tips. She has to worry about content and research and development that's going on for Coffee with Kim. She has to worry about this new show. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot that goes into a show, in the production of a show. And so when you downplay, and this is not just on people in Pyro Media Network, this is people on all types of networks. There's a huge machine that goes into the part of entertaining. When it comes to movies, TV shows, scripts, there's a huge machine that is going into the development of all of this content. And so even content creators on TikTok, people think that, oh, well, you just turn it on, pressing a button and call it a day. Do you know what we have to do to think about what we're going to, put on it? We have to be careful so we don't sound like Kanye. You know what I'm saying? So it's
it takes to get that video, to get
Speak that. Speak on it, my brother.
That 3-minute or 15-second thing.
So see, I just got discouraged.
No, but it does take work, because I remember that I was doing. There was one. Now I've learned to, because I've been doing TikTok for a while, that I've just kind of just gotten into it and I've just done it. But before, I would do like 4 or 5 takes to say a 15-second TikTok, and I'm just like, oh, I can't do this. I don't got time. It's gonna take me a whole half an hour to do one TikTok, and I have to produce 3 to 4 a day. No, girl, I don't got time.
You know what? And that's funny, because somebody said, "Oh, I saw your TikTok." I was like, "I have a TikTok? When did I do a TikTok?" So, my ignorance and all the social media stuff. So I told Kwame about this. My granddaughter, when she first got on TikTok, she had her own TikTok using her phone number, whatever. And then she was trying to do something different, so she used my phone number. So then I was like, you know what? I want to get on TikTok just to see what people are doing, right? And so I'm trying to do TikTok. I get on. I'm like, oh, this was easy to get on TikTok. My phone number and everything just pop right up. So, so I log into TikTok. I'm like, oh, I don't even know these people. Oh, wow, this is great. So my granddaughter is calling around to all the family. Who's been on my TikTok? So somebody logged into my TikTok. And so she called my oldest daughter. She's like, I'm not on your TikTok. So it came back to me. I said, oh, well, maybe that was me. Maybe I was the one. So what I did was I did do, and I didn't even realize it was a TikTok, but with the hair, the different hair styles and everything, I thought that was something really cute that people were doing. And so I didn't even go through TikTok to do it, but somebody said, oh, that was so cute. I saw your little thing with the different hair. I was like, yeah, I could do that, because I've had every hairstyle except the Jerry curl. That's the only hairstyle I've never had was the Jerry curl. I can definitely say that. Never had it. And so, it's just like, I want to do this TikTok thing because there's like little tidbits that I would love to share. But just like you said, Kyrie, it's like, okay, I would have to like carve out all this time because I know me. I'm kind of like, Kwame, I'm a perfectionist at certain things that I do, and I just want it to be right. So my husband was like, you know what you should do? You should do TikToks. And with some of your 10-minute tips, you can do that point thing and all the little blurbs come up. And I was like, yeah, that would be great. And I was like, dang, that sounds like that's going to take up a lot of my time. Something I don't have.
You have to individually write each of those things.
Yes. I don't even like to do hashtags on stuff. I'm like, I gotta write all that stuff out. So I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll employ my granddaughter to help me or something.
I think that's a good idea though. I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you already have a lot of content. All you gotta do is take clips of your 10-minute tips and then just throw it on there.
Yes.
But TikTok is not hard. I'm just saying, how, but you want it perfected, so you do a different thing. I'm like, oh no, I don't like
Kyrie, it's not hard for you.
I'm just saying, you go like me. I'll go through mine, and then you can play it before you release it, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't like that, and then like sometimes I have to say, oh, let me backtrack. Don't let me say that, so that I'll retake it.
Well, I'm looking at the TikToks that Kwame does, like with the split screen, and listening to somebody talk and listening to. Yeah. Oh, that's what. See, I don't even know, and I'm like, I could do that. Yeah. Maybe not.
No, I like to do it, but I like personally. My favorite parts are the stitches. I love a stitch.
It's called a stitch. So you take a portion of a video that you want to comment on, and then it takes about 8 seconds of that video, and then it goes to you, and then you film your response to that video.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. See, I need to learn. I need a list of all the different types of.
And then there's different types of filters and all the stuff, whatever that you can use. Yeah, there's a lot.
And the background music, if you want to add background music.
Yes.
Just picking a song would be hard for me. If I'm sending somebody something on Instagram, I'm like, I don't like that song. But maybe not that song. It's 10 minutes trying to pick a dumb song. It's like, just pick a song, Kim.
And the TikTok audio library is vast. It is vast. You can almost find any song in that, I believe. Wow. But it's a lot bigger in my opinion than Instagram's library. But I didn't realize it was so much work. I try to go on there, but I haven't got the hang of it yet. Yeah, it's a bit of a learning curve because one of the things that I do like about TikTok is that it has a video production aspect to it. So there's a lot more customization you can do to your video. However, it can look a little intimidating because it doesn't have like labels for each of the things that you just kind of have to like guess what it is or just kind of use it. Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
I look good, so
thank you. We appreciate that. But I have like studied YouTube videos just trying to figure out like how does this thing work? But anywho, enough about tickety talk. We are so happy that you joined today, co-pastor.
Thank you.
It went way over time, but we had to get all this information in. Anytime that I can spend with you is much loved and much appreciated. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yes. And we may have to keep bringing on co-pastor because she keeps me from cussing.
Right. So you guys can have a cuss-free Friday every once in a while. Right, look at Kyrie. He's like, yeah.
I said, okay, I can do it.
Can we, Kyrie? Can we? I mean, you're the one that you pushed it today because you brought that Candace Owens on here. Okay, and I almost slipped up. I took off the glasses and everything.
But when I saw who the guest was going to be, I said, "Okay, best behavior." I kept telling the best behavior.
We
and you guys have done just that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, Queen. Yes, Queen. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it. We're gonna let you guys go. Enjoy your weekend. You guys, listen. You guys made it. You made it through the week. It was a tough week. We know.
Yes.
I know it was a tough week for me.
Yes.
I know it was a tough week for y'all. Okay, so through all the microaggressions and the Karens and the Kens, we thank you guys for making it through, and thank God for waking us up today because it's been a week, child. We didn't have to wake up.
Yes.
Yes. So Enjoy your weekend. You guys deserve it much.
Weekend.
Okay, wear your Sunday's best. We'll see you in church on Sunday. Some of us.
So,
You're gonna have to come on over to church when you come back to LA, brother.
please come back and do this.
I told you I like church one.
Yeah.
Come on through. And if you guys want to listen to church one and the sermons and our beloved Bishop W. Todd Irvin, W. I love it. I like how you said it, W. Todd
W.
Irvin. Okay? Because the man is fly. Let me tell you something. These past couple of weeks, that brother has been wearing some suits.
He been sharp, huh?
He's been showing out for the honeys out here. And I'm like, you better show. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Co-pastor, that woman right there, flawless. She ain't wearing that regular old contours that y'all be seeing on these first ladies. She wears some outfit. This is an African queen right here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and she sings the house down. All right?
That's what I'm gonna say. Now, when I do come, I'm gonna need her to sing.
She gonna sing.
Y'all so sweet.
Sing. You know, I need to find. Oh, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. Your solo that you did. Whew, yeah, every time.
Oh God.
I jump up and down. I almost jump off the balcony. Anywho,
Wow.
yeah, definitely check out Church One Ministries every Sunday at 9 a.m. You can go over to www.youtube.com/Church One Ministries with an S. Okay, so definitely check that out. It's gonna be dope. It is every week they dropping gems every week.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna be closing out Pyro this week. It's been a crazy week of debuts. Oh, and last night, in addition to Kyrie's show debuting, The Unusual Mavericks debuted right after Thais After Dark. So definitely check that out. And if you are an inner geek, the inner geek in you, all right, if you are a black nerd. All things Black Nerd, Judge Dominic and myself are here for you. So definitely check it out by going to www.youtube.com/Pyro Media Network. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. We got more shows coming up, y'all. It's going to be a hoot. A hoot. All right. We appreciate y'all. Stay blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.
Come back Monday.
Yes. Create a great weekend. Bye, y'all.